Athena came from the pound to give us 12 years of boundless joy. She brought unconditional acceptance, undying loyalty, and unquestioning forgiveness. Her eyes were always full of youthful joy. Even when youth fled and the body betrayed her, she continued to look out on the world with eager eyes of youth. In her mind's eye, she never aged. She always saw life with the eager, whimsical, and inquisitive eyes of youth.
Norman lived next door. His caretaker found him abandoned at the airport. He was Max's best friend. They played together endlessly, and Norman never missed a hike with me and Max. His caretaker took a job in another city, and Norman moved away. His owner bought him as a growing dog, so no one knows his history, but we can only guess as to how horrific it must have been. His owner brought him home, put a collar on him, let him loose, and that was the last time that Ranger ever made physical contact with him. It was months after he first started showing up at my place before he ever allowed the first tentative touches. He came and observed, and he found shelter in the barn. Any attempt, though, to connect other than just by being present, he would bolt. He was known as Ranger, and a more fitting name there never has been. Though he belonged to the neighbor up the road, unencumbered he ranged throughout the neighborhood, but every night he came to me for shelter, and every day he came for safety. But most of all, I think he came for affection and connection. Max came from the pound to be my loyal companion. At the ripe old age of 18, he has spent the last 16 years glued to my side. Where I go, he goes. He's never had a desire to be anywhere but right where I am. Even now, with the creaky joints and unstable legs, he tries to follow wherever I go. I've lost track of the times. I've completely lost it when working with Dolly, and thus responded to her in anger and frustration, never to accomplish what I'd hoped. Even though I do not like to admit it, she is the window into my soul as she provides the vehicle upon which to project many of the aspects of myself that I disown. In truth, though, she is the teacher I've been waiting for but never wanted. Mac's reward, better known as Big Mac, was bigger than life with a heart and a spirit to match. He was an off-the-track thoroughbred, meaning that he had had a racing career. He was the horse of dreams, and he filled up every dream beyond the expectation. He left this life way too early, and when he left, he took with him a piece of my heart. Trooper meets all of the expectations that we've come to expect of Arabs. A friend once said of him, if he had hands, he could play cards and beat us. To be certain, he is a whimsical card, but always ready to please. Roy Rogers said of Trigger the first time he rode him, he can turn on a dime and give you 5 cents change. I say of Trooper, he can turn on a dime and give you 8 cents change. One cannot help but experience joy and pleasure when in the presence of Trooper.